On our own market and on the world's market, there are fire protection coatings which can be found in different variations, but only virtually it is the same product. This coating is characterizing with ecological performances and permanence under exposure and high temperatures, which means that although already there are types of fire protection coatings with their attributes are quite different, and this fire protection coating will meet a wide spectrum of its application, like application on wood, application on concrete, application on plastic, electrical cables and metal. From the product we can get two most important characteristics, and they are: number one, it doesn't allow burning up of the treated materials and hampering or spreading out of fire, and two, it is characterized with its thermal insulating abilities, which means it doesn't let passing of the heat up to a certain percentage to a certain material. The wood treated with this coating becomes absolutely uninflammable under direct exposure on flame of propane, butane, another source of fire which is found in the nature with temperatures of about 1100 degrees of Celsius. The coating is very easily applied on the materials that we want to protect. It is spread over twice with thin layers, where especially the wood does not only become uninflammable, it also gets characteristics of conservation from microorganisms, worms and all other insects which attack the wood and contribute for its rotting. In this case, this is absolutely impossible. The next very important characteristic is that, like thermal insulating material, it can be applied on the skyscrapers, which most often become debris in fire as a consequence of overheating and melting of the steel construction in the concrete structures. While coated concrete structures with this coating, which has got thermal insulating characteristics too, are more resistible, so it allows some time for the transfer of heat to the construction to be extended and the material or the building to stand longer until the intervention of the fire brigades is provided. This way treated concrete constructions have got nearly double longer time for outstanding overheat and melting of the steel structure. Except the experiments performed in laboratory conditions, an experiment in outer surrounding has been performed too. In the next few minutes of the video material, we will see the experiment with small wooden bungalow in fire. The applying of the coating is by brush. In order to get the full effect from the coating, the same is spread over twice, immediately after the visual drying of the first layer. Coated house on this way is left for about 30 minutes for the second layer to get dry as well. The drying does not demand exceptional conditions and can be in a room with normal draft, but the applying is performed at temperatures up to 30 degrees of Celsius. Above this temperature, the process of drying is accelerated, so the spreading goes harder and the consumption is larger. The storing of the coating does not require special conditions and can be spilled in any kind of dish, plastic or metal, at the same time of applying. During the applying of the coating, special protection for the hands is not necessary, and for the breathing organs absolutely no protection whatsoever, because there are no aggressive characteristics, neither any kind of smell nor toxic vapors. But the brush for applying the coating and the hands that have been in touch with it are to be washed with ordinary water, because the coating becomes solid after the drying out and it is harder to get rid of it. The model of the wooden bungalow is made in dimensions of 1400 and 500 millimeters. The wood is a type of deck floor with high concentration of resin. The wooden separations or their distance from each other allow normal draft of air which supports the burning. This model of the bungalow with the mentioned dimensions and wood with high concentration of resin are chosen in order to achieve maximum temperature and smaller volume. The wood, on its own supported by the percentage of the resin in it, gives a big quantity of heat energy while burning out. the wooden bungalow is coated with the fire extinguishing coating just up to the half of it from all the other sides of the wood. In between, a wooden panel of the same material is placed too, which is coated from both sides. This way, the aim of the coating is achieved, which means the nearby objects which aren't protected with this coating burn out, while the spreading of the fire will be localized and will not cause further damage on the neighboring objects. Other specifics of this coating can be seen from its useful feature to hold in gases which are usually freed by burning off the materials. When exposed to flame, the wood which is coated with this coating emits carbon dioxide and the water contained inside, but the coating has got elastic attributes, so those gases are localized in it, making gas swellings similar to blisters on the skin, which can be of different size depending on the material which is coated, and they do not crack open and neither separate from the coated material. The swellings appear due to two factors. First, due to the composition of the coating, and second, due to the release of gases from the burning of the material, so thermal insulation is created as airy pillows placed between the flame and the next room. Very often in everyday's life, we come across fires in inhabited buildings as well as business and industrial facilities. Besides the human factor as an initiator for the fires, regardless whether it's an intention or accident, quite often the fire happens to be caused by electrical installation malfunctioning. This could be due to bad or broken or very old electrical installation or short circuit caused by some factors. If the electrical cables are protected with this coating, the possibility that the cable will be a reason for the fire is fully eliminated. A testing of the fire protection coating spread over an electrical cable, a test is done where half of the cable is left unprotected and the second half is spread over, and then with direct flame the unprotected part is burned, which begins to burn, and the burning spreads until it reaches the coated part where it begins to localize and it eventually extinguishes. A test is done as well where the flame is directed to the coated part. On that point, a swelling appears from the coating and the cable is locally damaged, but the fire does not spread out and does not reach even the unprotected part. After the unprotected part of the wooden bungalow burns out, the protected part, it is the surface of the coating, is heated with high surface temperature. If this heated surface is spilled with industrial alcohol of 96%, there is a reaction of impulsive burst out of flames and fire. The same alcohol is used to spill over the bottom part of the wooden bungalow in order to allow the fire to spread and affect all sides of the coated bungalow. After the alcohol burns away, the fire is extinguished and swellings appear on the surface of the bungalow due to liquids evaporation from the wood when exposed to high temperatures. After the fire is fully extinguished, the swellings are pierced with a hammer and the surface of the wood can be seen almost undamaged and fully protected.